Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. My name is Jan, also known as AVI Designs on Instagram, Pinterest, everywhere. Ravelry. I'm known as AVI Designs, and thank you for joining me. This is Life Lived Creatively. It's been a long time since I have done a podcast. I started doing my podcast last year. Had a bit of a health emergency. I'm not going to go into it too much, but of my own doing, as far as I injured myself doing something I shouldn't have been. And so that kind of set me back, and I wasn't doing it. And then, yeah, summer got busy, so it ended up just getting pushed back, and I just never got back to doing it. I really miss it. I was really enjoying doing it. So I want to thank you, everybody, for joining me. If you're a returning viewer, thank you for sticking with me. And I plan on doing a weekly podcast. I've been doing Periscope here and there, so I keep wanting to say Periscope. But podcast. I am in my dining room area. This is one of my favorite spaces. We obviously still have things covered from winter. Hopefully we'll be having that down soon. But this is my backyard. It's actually a rainy, nasty day today, so it's kind of not so great looking out there. But this is one of my favorite spots to sit because I love it looking into my backyard. It's kind of a wooded area back there, so I do love it. But with that, hopefully she's trying, but I have a bird who's off in front of the camera. She's commenting, but we'll see how she behaves. I just thought I would do it out here. I enjoy being out here. Like I said, it's the brightest room in my house, and so I thought I would do it here. So we'll see how this works. Again, thank you again for joining me. If you're returning, I really appreciate it. There's so many other wonderful podcasts out there, so I really appreciate anybody who comes to join me. I don't really do knitting groups anymore. There's not really one out by me, so this is kind of my knitting group. So yes, so thank you for joining me. So I'm kind of looking at my notes. Got to get back into the swing of things. First off, what's in my teapot? I say teapot because I usually make quite a bit of tea throughout the day, or, well, I drink coffee and tea. I'm both. I like my coffees and my tea. Coffee mostly just in the morning. At a certain point, I'm like, I don't want to touch coffee. Just not interested. Unless it's a treat, and then we have a local coffee shop here that I really like. So I'll get that. But, so what is in my teapot? Well, in my little mug here, this is one of my son's favorite mugs that I have. I've had this for years. Piglet is one of my favorite characters. So he laughs. My son has named each pose that Piglet is doing, and he just thinks it's great. His favorite is this one. He says Piglet's playing with his toesies. So that is my Piglet mug. And I think I got this when I was at Disney. No, I got it at the Disney store. I was wrong. When there used to be a Disney store out by me. So, sorry, off on a little subject there. What do I have in my teapot? Actually, I have this. If you can see, if I kind of shade it a little bit maybe. It is Jasmine Tea by Amora. I actually am trying this. This is a company who I actually got some coffee from too. They did a try it. Just pay for like $2 for shipping and try it. And it's like a monthly subscription. And they will send you new teas or coffee or coffee. So I'm like, you know what? I'll try it. For $2, I'll try it. So I got this last week. Like I said, it's, sorry, my light kind of white set out. Amora Jasmine. And I love tins. I love teas and tins. I have this thing for it. And it smells amazing. So you can see the sachets in it. It smells amazing. I don't know why I've never tried jasmine tea before. It's always everywhere. I don't know why I've never tried it. But the day it came, I was a little under the weather. So I made me a cup, and ooh, should have painted my nails. I made me a cup, and it just, the smell smells so good. Like as soon as I opened it, it was like, oh, that sounds just very comforting, very cozy. So yeah, I really like the tea. Now I was telling you they also do coffee, so we actually picked up my little clip. We actually picked up or had a trial of this coffee. It's a French vanilla ground coffee. It's really good. It's not as strong as my coffee, so I had to use like a little more of the grounds, but it's vanilla. It smells really good. As much as I like the tea and I like this coffee, their selection is like three or four different teas. No, there might be a little more. I'm trying to think, maybe 5 teas and a couple coffees, but the coffees weren't anything other than the vanilla. It was regular roast, morning roast. I think there was a decaf. There was only a few. And then the one was hazelnut cinnamon, which doesn't appeal to me. So I liked it. The tea is really good. The coffee's really good. There just wasn't enough, I think, of a selection for me to really warrant paying for a monthly return subscription. It just, oh, but that tastes so good. I didn't feel that there was enough of a monthly subscription of it. Yeah, so that's what is in my teapot. You know, if that's something you might want to do, check it out. But for me, it wasn't something I don't think I'll sign up. I haven't canceled it yet, but I think I will be shortly, because I don't think it's something I want to keep. Not saying there's anything wrong by any means with their product. It's just there wasn't enough variety for me. I'm a big flavored coffee drinker. Actually, Around the Twist, Karen and Around the Twist, I don't know if you've watched her. If you haven't, go watch her. She does a coffee from San Marco, and I've looked them up, and I keep really wanting to do them because I love their variety. I haven't tasted their coffee, but I know she's very big on their coffee. So I would like to try them one day. So this is a knitting, crafty life podcast. I talk a little bit about mostly knitting, crafting, but I also, a little bit about how I add creativity into life. I do have a little one. Periodically you may see him, and if you looked at any of my past podcasts, you'll see he's made an appearance. So I'll talk a little bit about kind of what we're doing, about how I'm doing things with him. He isn't quite preschool age, but he's getting close. So I'll be doing some stuff with him with preschool. Yeah, so I'm big on creativity and adding creativity anywhere I can. So I'll talk about some of that. And yeah, just have some fun. And I love talking to people about their crafts, their knitting. Yeah, and I always find the knitting community is a very welcoming community. That's why I really enjoy it. Periscope I like for that reason, because you can talk. Though there are some things in Periscope that I don't care for, but I'm not gonna go into that. So, works in progress. So many things on my needles. Where do I even start? I'm looking at my stack. I think I will start. Well, I'll start with what am I designing. I should put that as a new title. What am I designing? Oops, it's stuck on here. Okay. I am designing a pattern. I'm not going to show it itself because it's still in the works. I'm hoping shortly I will have it up for testing, and then yeah, then you get to see it. But I will show you the bag. I will show you the my bags are not though this is another goal for me for this year, is I really want to, I love supporting local shop owners. I just haven't been able to at right now, but that's one of my goals, is I really want to do it more. I do it a lot with the yarn, but I want to do it more with my bags. I have quite a collection as it is. But so that's definitely on my list. So my bags are, bags that I've come across that I've reused, whether it be resales or other places. So, I love the flower design. This is I have my own Etsy shop, but this is just some tags that I've been playing with. See, knit pearl, because this is a in works pattern. I obviously didn't put a label on it, but I will show you the yarn I am using in this bag. I think it's like a Clinique bag. Anyway, this is the yarn I'm using, and I think it's showing up pretty good. If I can zoom, maybe you can kind of see the colors. And this is the this is my Malabrigo. And I'll show you the tag. This is the yarn I'm using, and I'm trying to get so you could see the colors. Maybe if I do that. Maybe, oh, that's a little better. So you can kind of see there's a lot of variation in color in it. And I mean, there's blues and light greens, and there's actually some oranges, and so you can kind of see it better back here, actually. Maybe I should leave it back here so you can see. And I put these, I should show you this. So I put these little sachets, more or less, in my bags. And this one is a Gain. They're actually little Gain tablets that I tie up really tight, make sure my son can't get them. And so all my yarn smells like that, Gain. But this is, I'll show you the tags. I've been saving it. Is Malabrigo. And there's the tag for it. I think it says 139 POCION. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. But it is pure superwash merino wool, 335 yards, 100 grams. Yeah, so I picked this up. I actually went to a trunk show for somebody I've gotten to know through the wonderful knitting community, who's local to me, same state, local, she's Why Not Fibers, so definitely go check her out. And I actually went to her. I have some of her yarn. My mom actually came with me and picked up some yarn. And I picked this up at that trunk show. It's a new yarn shop that's in a town a couple towns over from me, and that's where I picked this up. They have beautiful yarns, and they had yarns that were for from local dyers. So I really, really like that. And so that's the yarn for my design that I am working on. Hopefully, I'll be able to show you that soon. What else? Put that aside, and I'm just there. Next one is, let's do, thinking of which one I want to do. Where is, so I told you I have lots and lots of bags. That's just my kit. I'll do it this one. This is the One Love Shawl by Susan B. Anderson. It's a fairly new pattern of hers. And this is the beautiful, beautiful yarn I am using. I'm loving the colors. It's got teals. I'm very much into those teals and blues and jewel tones. When it comes summer, I like light blues and light greens and this other shades, but I could not pass this up. And as soon as they wound it for me at the store, the same store, this is a Manos del Uruguay. I believe is how you pronounce it. And it's called Agave Allegra. And there's the tag for it. And yeah, that's the so that's the label. And I'm actually keeping all my labels are now. I'll kind of show you. I can actually take this out of my book. I keep my labels in these pages with samples of the yarn, so I know what they belong to, and they just pop right back in my folder, so I have them. But this is the yarn for the One Love shawl, and I haven't gotten very far on it. I just started it not too long ago, and it's got my little key. This is more just to know like which is the front, which is the back. She always suggests that on hers, but you can kind of see my little key that I have there. And yeah, that's as far as I got. This yarn is really soft. I really enjoy it. I always enjoy Susan B. Anderson's patterns, so it's a real easy knit. She gives multiple suggestions on how to. I shouldn't say suggestions. Multiple ways of reading the pattern. You know, if you want to be very, here's this, this is how many rows, this is how many rows. Otherwise, she does just, go by this, this is when you start this, just kind of go with the yarn. Now this pattern, actually, I'm sorry, the One Love shawl, she uses a sock blank. I have not done sock blanks yet, so I just decided to do it with this yarn. And I am actually using size 6, my interchangeables. You can kind of see my interchangeable there. I like my interchangeables. This is Knit Picks interchangeables. So I do enjoy those. And again, I think I have a little sachet in here. Oh, I got one of my other little, I should put that one on it. I want my little progress keeper, if you can see it. Trying to, so you can see it, the light's a little stronger the closer I get to my screen. Ah, stop moving. There's my little progress keeper. There you go. You can kind of see it. It's got more blue in the stones, but so I have that in there. What else? I'm doing the Solstice Cardi by Kathleen Dames. I've been working on that for a while. I'm probably going to do different yarn. It just used yarn that I had. And then these are my little zipper pull that I put on there. I know that's how I know it's Kathleen Dames. I don't know why it decided that that's the zipper pull I wanted to put on there, but that's how I know. I just used, and I'm not even going to take this out all the way because I'm not really happy with the yarn. It was a yarn I had. It's just a blue or a kind of a sea green. It's fine. It's nothing. I think it was more the idea that yarn was actually my grandma's. My grandma is no longer with us. So it was kind of, I wanted to use it. I wanted to have a project to use it on because it was her yarn, but I'm not really liking, it's such a flat color that I don't think I'm enjoying it as much as I normally would. But I'm kind of going back and forth. It's like I really want to use this for the sentimental value of it, and the Solstice Cardi, and I don't know, it had this kind of thought in my head about what I wanted, but we'll see. I might find another way of maybe dressing it up because it's, like I said, such a flat color. But same thing. I just have it in one of these bags. I like the colors. So that is the Solstice Cardi. I've only worked on the sleeve. I'm actually making the sleeves longer. Instead of, I think Kathleen has them to like here, and I want full length. I don't like half. It seems to bunch, and I think it's part of holding a little one. That drives me nuts. Now come summer, I'll probably regret that I did that, but we'll see. What else? What else? What else? Oh, I'm working on Way It Shall 3, also by Susan B. Anderson. But I have that one actually in another room. And I wasn't going to take it out because I haven't worked on it in so long. So long. So what else? I'm working on, actually, I had done this a while ago and I actually frogged it. And I started over. I'm actually doing 2 at a time. Now, I started my just plain vanilla sock. And I know they're not matching. But I had the one sock done. And I took it completely apart. You can kind of see which one. It's all, there's the yarn. You can see it's like all, I think I'm going to turn my light a little bit. There. You can see it's like all wavy. That was the sock I had done. I literally had it done, looked at it, and said, I don't like it. So I took it apart. And I am doing this on Knit Picks 1, US 1s. Needles, and then the yarn I am using for this is the Wool Free Sock Stripes. So that's what it'll kind of see what it looks like right there. And you can see why I picked that bag for it. You can see it's, you know, it's all flowery and it's the same colors. So they belong together. And this is 235 yards. It's acrylic. It's because it's wool, you know, it's wool free. It's Premier Yarns. I bought it for one, I really like the color, and 2, I don't do well with wool most of the time. I'm not horrible with it. It just bothers me. I can't. I have a sweater that I had made, and I love the sweater, but it even just has a I don't know how much wool is actually in it per se, but I have to wear something under it, like covering my arms, because it bothers me. Which is really sad, because then I get really warm and then I'm not happy wearing it. So, you know, that's why I did wool free. Now, I think I did some, I'll talk about that, because I think I had mommy brain this morning, and I don't know what I did with my son's socks. I literally took them off his feet before he went down for his nap. And I don't know where I put them. I even made the big mommy no-no. And I actually went in his room to look for them. And I don't know where I put them. But I finished my son a pair of socks, and I think they might have wool in it. But he seems to do all right, and he's got more sensitive skin. Next, I have a lot of things on my needles. Next is, this is actually a bag that I had, I think, my purple socks in that I finished a while back. But it says apple of my eye. Like I said, I've been playing around with new tags that I've been making, so, for my shop. But I am actually doing the Rye, I believe it's called the Rye sock by Tin Can Knits, and for my husband. So that's actually just a blue. He told me he just wanted straight one solid color. He didn't want multiple colors. He wanted solid color. So I said, okay, that's fine. So those are his, and you can kind of see the design there. So I showed it to him, because I wasn't going to, but I showed it to him, and he's okay with it. Now this does use, I'm using my interchangeables. This does use a larger needle. I think these are my wait, what are these? 5s. Yeah, these are my 5s. Right? Yeah, these are my 5s. You can see the interchangeables. Again, those are my little twisted stitch markers that I put up in my shop. And then my son likes to stops me and says, turtle, turtle. And he always wants to look at the little turtle that I put on my husband's socks that I'm making him. This is a heavier sock pattern. As far as, you know, she asked for a heavier yarn in her pattern. It is a free pattern. This one is a free pattern. I'm sorry, I should have said that. The Solstice Cardi, One Love Shawl, and Way It Shawl are paid patterns. This one is a free pattern. But yeah, so it's Tin Can Knits, and she does call for a heavier yarn, bigger needle, which I'm fine with. I'm testing. I've never made socks for my husband, so I'm using a yarn that is, I don't even know if I have the tag in here. I think I might have switched it out. Oh, no, it's in my other bag. Sorry, I'm going to reach around the screen. Sorry about that. And I think it might actually be in this bag. Let me see. Yeah, here it is. Put that down there. It's the, I love this yarn. Sport weight. Let's see. It's all acrylic. It's really soft. It's acrylic. Like I said, I haven't made him socks before, so I didn't want to get something and have him go, no, don't like them. So this is kind of my test out. Does he like them? Will he wear them? Pattern. I've made him things before that he hasn't touched since I made them. So I don't do it too often because I'm not sure what he'll wear and what he won't. I've made him like a blanket. But like I said, I made him something else wearable, and he's never worn it. Well, no, I shouldn't say that. He wore it once, but he hasn't worn it since. So this is, like I said, kind of my test out. And see if he'll wear it. He says he will. He says he likes it. It's soft, so I thought I would start out with that. I should probably put that tag in with this. But yeah, definitely go check it out. I love Tin Can Knits patterns, especially if you're learning. Some ones that I suggest, especially if you're learning new patterns or want to learn new patterns or want something easy to follow, I always suggest Susan B. Anderson and Tin Can Knits. I love so many different patterns, but as far as learning techniques or starting out, those are the ones I suggest. So that's that one. What else? I have a lot of things on my needles. What was it here? Oh, this was my One Love shawl. And it's that one. That's that one. Okay. I think yeah. I think that's all that I have out here. Works in progress. So I guess we'll move on to FOs. So, FOs, what do I have? I have as I said, my son's socks. This is the yarn. Sorry, just shook the whole screen. This is the yarn I used for his socks. I don't have the label anymore. I have 2 balls of this. I bought them specifically when I was just learning socks. So I made him last year a pair of socks out of it. My first pair of socks I ever made. And I made him another pair recently, and I can't for anything remember what I did with them, and I'll probably come across them when I don't need them. I'm even looking in my bag. Don't have it down there. But yeah, so this is the yarn I used. I kind of go back and forth. I don't think there's any wool in it. I don't think. But I don't remember what it is. I know it's really bad. I know, same thing, I bought this because I didn't know if he'd like it, and my son does get warm. So I didn't know if he'd wear them or if they would be too warm for him. So I bought this probably Hobby Lobby, I'm assuming. I think that's probably what it was. Maybe it was like a baby yarn. But I like the colors. So you can kind of see. Actually, I found if I hold it back here, you can see the colors better. So it's got the blues and browns and tans, and that's a cream. So those are the ones. What I'll do, I think, I have pictures of him wearing them and pictures of when I finish them. I'll put it in right here. Somewhere right in here. Yeah. So that's what I did for my son's socks. And I finished those, and mommy brain. I don't know what I did with it. I made my mother-in-law a shawl that I finished for her birthday. And I think, same thing, I think I'll just put a picture up because obviously I've already given that to her. So I'll find my picture and I'll put that up here. It was also, I think it was Way It Shawl 2 by Susan B. Anderson. And it was a pink and a black, kind of just changed. I won't say variegated, it just periodically changed the color. And then Leaf Me On socks. Leaf, L-E-A-F. Leaf Me, Toe Up Leaf Me On socks. This was a test knit I did. And I was going to pull it up here so you could see her. Go out. If I can pull it up here, I'll pull it up so you can see it. But yeah, it's the Leaf Me On. I did it as a test knit, and it was just a lot of fun. Oh, okay. I'm looking for, where is, it must be a mom thing. I just realized I did that. I think my mom used to do that too when she was looking for things. Here we go. Okay. It's by Naomi Frost. And you can kind of see, this is my image after I finished it. Those are my socks. And I'll show it to you in person. Again, it's Leaf Me On Toe Up Socks by Naomi Frost. And here they are. Now, I think they're really comfortable. This yarn was a Knit Picks. Yeah, Knit Picks yarn that I had picked up. They turned out great. They really did. They're comfortable. They're super warm. Not overly so, but just nice and comfortable. They have, but since I've made them, they've really stretched. So they're kind of loose on me. But this is the sock pattern. You can kind of see it. I've really, like I said, I've really stretched them out. I've been wearing them quite a bit. You can kind of see there's a rib design in the back, and then there's a leaf design, and then this border that she has is so neat. If you can see it, the leaves go this way, so you're knitting this way, and then you go this way. It's so cool. It is a paid for pattern. It's really fun. I really enjoyed it. I did enjoy it. I might knit them again. When I don't have so much on my needles at once. But that is my finished objects. I have others. The one I finished, the Yowza Weigh It Shawl 1, that is finished. But I had this goal of, I had this ginormous ball of yarn that I've had sitting around for a long time. I said, you know what? I'm going to do this shawl, and I'm just going to go until the ball is gone. And I literally took it to the end. It was as close as you could. Even my husband was going, oh my gosh, you're going to have enough, right? You're going to be able to do this. I couldn't get any closer. I don't think I've ever gotten that close in my life, finishing a project. After I finished it, bound it all off, I held it up, and I could not believe the size of this thing. It is huge. I've draped it across me. It hangs to the floor. As much as I'd hate to do it, I think I'm gonna, if I can, I think I'm gonna pull it back and shrink it down. I like the idea that I used up all the yarn, but I think I'm gonna have to pull back, frog it out a little bit. I'm not looking forward to that, but I'm gonna have to, I think, because I'm not gonna wear it if I don't. I'll wear it. I mean, I love the color. It's teal and lighter teal. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it on there. Sorry, I had to get a drink. But I won't wear it otherwise. I feel really bad. I feel really bad. So, yeah. Oh, well. But, yeah, I think that's all I have. I did a lot of Christmas knitting. I did a lot of getting my shop back in order, getting things organized, a lot of planning, and I'll show you a bit of that later. But yeah, that's all I have off my needles at this time. What else? Stash additions. What did I add to my stash? Well, I did add, I got this yarn. I got a few others. I did another test knit, but that test knit, she hasn't published it yet, so I'm not going to show you that one. But this is the yarns that I had picked up for it. So I have picked up this Debbie Bliss color there. This Debbie Bliss. It's a 55% merino wool, 33% microfiber, and 12% cashmere. And what it was is it was a multicolor hat. So I picked up multiple colors to go, and I can show you those. And it's just in a same thing. There's this little drawstring bag. That's what I have these in because I still want to use them together. I just don't know what else I'm going to use them on. But you can see there's a little bit of sparkle. I don't know if you can see it. There's like a green. As you could see it, there's like a little bit of a green sparkle, greenish blue sparkle in this gray. It's kind of hard to see. I can't tell if you can see it or not. Oh wait, oh, kind of see it, like right there. I see it. So I did that as like a main color, and then these three were my other colors. There, I'll hold it back here. Not so close to the camera. So there was a dark burgundy, this one, they just go by dye lots, number colors. But there's like a mauve, burgundy, and like a light, I don't know if you can really tell, it's like a real light lavender. And so I picked those up. Now this one is called Sunseeker by Cascade. And this one is 237 yards, 47% cotton, 48% acrylic, 5% metallic. There's no color. It's just called Sunseeker. So that's that one. And like I said, sometimes I can kind of get it where you can see the little bit of a sparkle to it. So I want to use them together. I just don't know what I'm going to use them on. Yeah, but I do like the colors. I liked it in the test knit I did. It just, the test knit, I shouldn't say the test knit, the way she had her pattern, I don't think she was completely happy with, so she hasn't published it yet. So that is that. I got some other, and I'll show them the next time because I don't want to take up a whole lot of time. But I did get a few other things that I'll have to put a big chunk of time to show you. I've been slowly adding things to my yarn collection, both spinning and yarn. Those are, and yarn and needles and whatnot. So I've been slowly adding things to that. But those were the most recent. And then, and I showed you the two shawls. No, the one shawl. The one shawl and the socks that I was doing are some of the yarn that I picked up recently. So that is it as far as stash addition. Sorry, I keep looking down at my notes. Gotta get back into it. So, podcasts. I've been listening to so many podcasts and periscopes, and there's so many great ones out there. So, just kind of tell you a few. If you haven't watched these ones, I highly, highly suggest it. But a few of the podcasts that I've been watching. I've been watching Knitworthy podcasts. I love those ladies. It's a mother-daughter, Brianne and Mama Linda. And they are just so calming. They're fun, but they're so calming. Just nice to listen. I like listening to them, what they're working on, about their families. It's just a very nice podcast to listen to. So I absolutely love, and I kind of get this. I have a lot in common, especially with Mama Linda, because she talks about, trying multiple crafts, different crafts, multiple crafts, and having this thing for office supply things. And I kind of understand what she means. In fact, you put me in an office store, supply store, you almost like putting me in a yarn shop. Sorry, I need another drink. Yeah, so that's one I've been listening. I've been listening to them for quite a long time. Some of the other ones is O-Loops. I listen to them. They're great. They're just same thing. They're just fun to listen to. The way, just talking to each other. You just kind of feel like you're in the room with them. I'm sure you've heard of this one because I have kind of a list, so I'm going to just go through them. But I'll definitely, in my show notes, on my Ravelry site, again, it's AVI Designs. It'll be Life Live Creatively podcast. So I'll have links so you can find them, who I'm talking about. The other one I listen to is Inside Number 23. She is so funny. She is so funny. And I love her little pug. He's so cute. So you haven't checked out Inside Number 23. Definitely check out Inside Number 23. She's just a lot of fun. Just her demeanor. She's a lot of fun. You just have to go check her out. Just go check her out. The other ones, let's see, who else have I listened to? The Grocery Girls, which I'm sure you've heard of. They're a lot of fun. Legacy Knits is another one. I watch Sue's Periscope. I'm usually floating around in there and listening to those as I'm knitting away. So Legacy Knits, it's Sue and her daughter, Kristen. They're great. They're same thing. So much fun. So much fun. I love, as much as I like the calming podcasts, so sometimes I need those just where it's fun, but it's just a very calming, just talking, like you're talking to a friend. And other times it's just, I love the energy and the laughing and joking, and it's just so much fun to listen to. So, the other one I watch is The Bookish Stitcher. Her name is Jeanette, which is also my name. So that, kind of caught my attention right away. But same thing. She's just kind of very calm. She's another one of my calming, just listening to her talk about her knitting and her passions and her, for the different groups she helps. And what's going on with her and her family. Just a very calming, soothing demeanor. So I love listening to her. That's Bookish Stitcher. Round the Twist. Karen at Round the Twist. I mentioned her earlier. I love listening to her podcast. Same thing. It's that the people you find things in common with. She has little ones about the same age as my little one. Now I give her so much credit. She has twins. And I don't know how she gets so much done. She has a full-time job and twins. And she puts me to shame. But same thing. I love listening to her and her family and what she's done on her projects. And she kind of gives me that, okay, if she can do this and have twins, then you can do your stuff and with one. The last one, and this isn't by any means the last one that I listen to. I have so many more that I listen to and watch. But Periscoping Sisters is another new one that I've watched. They're hilarious. They are absolutely hilarious. I love listening to them. They joke around with each other. They're just a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And like I said, that's what I like about the podcasts and Periscopes, is I like the knitting community. I like listening to things I learn from them or things I have in common, or I don't have my knitting group. So to me, this is like my knitting group. I like Periscoping. I've just backed away from it recently. It's gotten a little, some people, not knitting people, but some other people have kind of pushed their way into all these Periscopes I've been watching, and it just gets so distracting to watch, and I feel so bad for the people doing the Periscope because these people that are just there to make trouble are just being difficult. And it takes up so much more time, and then it ends up not being fun. And so I haven't really Periscoped in a while. I still watch them, but it kind of, I end up listening more than watching and interacting, I found, because, you know, I'll knit, and because sometimes some of the stuff that runs across that screen, it's like, no, okay, this is just people being difficult. I'm not going to be reading what's coming up on the screen until they're like, okay, now it's better, and then I go back to reading. Unfortunately, I think I've missed some people sending me comments when doing that, but I'm hoping, I don't know how, but I'm hoping that'll clear up. But yeah, so those are just some of the podcasts I've been watching and listening to. I think I'm going to move on to my creative life. So, what's been going on otherwise creatively? I've been big into my planners. I had started the year this really big, full-size 8.5 by 11, basically, planner. I love it. I still have it. But then I realized I wanted to start taking it with me more often. So I actually purchased just the covers for this. So it has multiple covers I can use, but I picked this one. And then it has just dots on the inside. So I've been really working on the planners to keep everything together, my designs. I made my own little tabs. This is just scrapbook paper. So I kind of made my own tabs for it. I picked up rings that to expand on it, because it didn't take long for me to need that. And I kind of add just my own things to it. Both for my son's things for my son, as well as just my designs and whatnot. It's bigger still, but I can still, I have a big bag because I have a little one, so I can still throw this in, but it's not as big as my other one, though I do like it. The other things I've been doing, I've been carrying a lot of my pens with me, and what I started doing was using this. And this just has like different markers and pens and stuff in it. In this, it's hard to tell. I don't know much about these bags. It's got like little tassels on it. This was actually from my husband's grandmother's house. She was quite the crafter, and I don't know if she did that work on here or if she bought it. I kind of wonder if she bought it, but I wouldn't put it past her to have done something like that. But I like the bag. It keeps some of my stuff for my book. It keeps my markers and stuff for my tech editing that I do. Yeah, so I always kind of have it with me. That's one of my big things, is I find creative ways to take the stuff with me. I need to be mobile. I have my office. I'm in my office quite a bit. My son has a space in my office, but at times I just need to be able to take the stuff with me. As much as I love my electronic type things, I am still very much a paper, pencil, marker, highlighter person. So yeah. So I've gotten a little more, find different ways to be a little more mobile, to take my stuff with me. And I've said that before. But I definitely am big on that. Other things I've been working on, and I've picked up a few of these. I'll just show you the ones I have. Is I've had these. We have a place called Five Below, which you can guess everything's $5 or less. And they have a bunch of these books. And I actually just picked this one up the other day. And I don't know why I'm like this. I have these books, and I don't know. Let me know if anybody else does this too. But I photocopy the pages and color the photocopies as opposed to what's in the book. I don't know why. I'm trying to convince myself to just color the book. But I picked up this one, Coloring for Creativity. And it says, color your way to innovation and artistry with this beautiful book of creative patterns. Coloring inspires the imagination, increases creative flow, as it is both inventive and artistically stimulating. Discover just how visionary... Wow. That plane's low. Sorry. I've never heard a plane go that low over my house. Discover just how visionary you are and create beautiful patterns through a simple act of coloring. So I picked that one up. And it's got some, neat designs. So it's kind of funny because they're like in the middle. Some of them are on just a page. There's some that are just on a page. But some of them are like right in the, like the whole design, like rest of it's in the middle. So I picked up that one. And then these ones I've had for a little while. Natural Wonders, Color Art, Living Wonders, Color Art. Then I just picked up this one, Coloring Butterflies. I think the cover caught my interest as much as, excuse me, as much as, just the pages in general. So I picked up that one. And then I also picked up, and this one again I've had for a little while, Inspired the Mindful Drawing Method. And it actually is just kind of going over how to just almost sketch patterns. You can kind of see, just going through and sketching and drawing, suggestions, shapes, shading. Almost instead of buying a book like these, just how to do textures and drawings, just doodling, basically. So I have those, and two of them I recently picked up. The other one, out of frame. The other one I've had, three I've had for a while, and two I just picked up. So yeah, I think that's all I'm going to do today. I did start cross stitch, but I haven't gotten very far on it. It's kind of been put away in my bag. And if anybody knows, you probably can figure where these came from. But yeah, this is my cross stitch just as far as I've gotten. Not very far. But this is my little cross stitch bag. Again, just a nice flat bottom, heavy duty bag to take my cross stitch with me. And it hasn't gotten big enough that I've needed anything bigger. But yeah, that's what I got. I know it's not much, huh? Actually, it's a lot. I had a lot of some stuff and not a lot of others. And I've kind of tossed everything off to the side. So I'm going to put it back in my bag. But yeah, I think that's all I have for today. I'm hoping to do another one next week. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to see what I get done. So we'll have to see. yeah, because I'm really focusing on my design right now. So if I don't have a whole lot to show, I may not. But just please be patient as I get back into the flow of things, get back into doing things. You know, I was just getting into it when I stopped. But I do appreciate everybody coming back. I thank you so much for joining me. And I hope you are working on something you really enjoy. Take the time to do it. Take the time to do it. Spend your time with your family and doing things that you love. So yeah, I hope everybody has a great day and a great weekend. And cheers.